Hey everybody, it's Jalen and I'm back with another Euphoria review. Season 2, Episode 6, 1,000 Little Trees of Blood. Scruffy beard too, I've got a scruffy beard. We start this episode with Rue trying to eat a Jolly Rancher. And you can see that this withdrawal has really been wearing on her. But there is a beauty in watching her withdraw, like watching her have to go to the bathroom on herself, watching her mom put her in the cold shower. There is a beauty in her struggle because this is the struggle you got to go through to get better. So it's bittersweet watching her go through all this pain, but you know that it's for a good reason. So there's hope in watching her struggle because if she didn't want to get better, she wouldn't be struggling at all. There is this beautiful moment where she calls up Ali and she is having a hard time asking for forgiveness because she knows what she said was wrong. And Ali says, I forgive you. You don't have to go through all the waterworks. I forgive you. And that was such a beautiful moment. Thank God for forgiveness. Ali brings some food over and you can see that Rue really has a support system. She has people who love her and who want her to get better. And a part of me was like, is this really a black family? Like, somebody white wrote this because black people, we don't play about our food. We don't just let anybody over to cook food for us. So, but I don't know. Maybe it was just showing that, Ali is her family's. Back to the situation everybody wants to know about, the fallout between Cassie and Maddie. Nate is doing his workout. He's feeling himself. And Cassie is calling 38 times. And Nate, instead of being a compassionate person, is only concerned about what Maddie is going to do. There's this moment that Nate has with his mom. And every time we have scenes with Nate, I'm like, oh, we're going to fall in love with Nate. We're going to figure out why he really is the way he is. And I'm like, oh, it's going to be his mom that makes him like open up. And then every time you want to start liking Nate, you always hate him more and more. It doesn't matter what he's doing. You just always hate Nate. That's just the character he is. It's every time you think you're about to get a good moment with him, he ruins it. I will say there is this moment where his mom is talking about something. And I thought the scene was a little unnecessary. I thought the scene was unnecessary. But there's a moment where she starts hinting at something and she's like, nothing, never mind. And I'm like, was that with the third son in the picture? Like, what's going on with that? Oh, Kat and Ethan. Kat, sometimes you forget that Kat is a high schooler because she's played by such a smart actress. But Kat is talking, they're sitting at a diner and Kat is talking about how she has a terminal brain disease. And I'm like, really, Kat? Like, out of all the things to say, terminal brain disease? That's what you thought he was going to believe? I'm sitting here, I'm like, did she really think he was going to believe that? And it's very clear that she wants to break up. And Ethan's just like, well, just tell me if you're going to break up with me. And she's gaslighting him and trying to throw it back on him and trying to make it about him. And we all know those people who do that, who always make it about you when it's really their problem. So Ethan is like, you know what? Let's break it off right here. And she finds a way to manipulate the situation to get what she wants without having to take any responsibility. I was very disappointed in Kat for that. Cassie is going crazy. She's crying in the bathroom and calling Nate. There was like a moment where she looked like a psychopath, just calling and then going straight to voicemail, and she's calling and it's going straight to voicemail, and she's calling and it's going straight to voicemail. And Cassie's mom looks at Lexi and is like, here, take these knives to the backyard. And I don't know what was so funny about that. Cassie did try to hurt herself, and it wasn't funny, but any self-harm is never funny, but the way her mom takes the corkscrew from her is like, I told you so. I know my daughters. These scenes where Cassie's fighting with her family, you can start to see the psychology of Cassie. Like, she doesn't think that she did anything wrong. And then there's moments where she completely thinks she was in the wrong. And she wants to still be this good girl. And her mom is like, you cannot be playing innocent. You screwed your best friend's boyfriend. There's nothing innocent about that. Cassie is livid. She's going through all the emotions. She's crying, she's screaming, she's angry, she wants to die. That's what affairs do to you. Lexi and Fez are hanging out, and it's kind of awkward because it's like one of those situations where it's like, oh yeah, we're friends, but there's something in the air and neither of them are making the first move, so it stays in this friend thing, which can happen. Like if you never make a move, it can just stay in this friend thing. And I think that's what's happening with Lexi and Fez. And I don't know if they're going to get together because nobody is making the first move. I mean, Fez did start holding Lexi's hand, so we'll see. We'll see where this is going. So Maddie is at her babysitting job, and the rich, I'm gonna call her the heiress. The heiress is home, and she's like, "Let's drink some wine and go in the pool." And y'all, let me know in the comments. Like, I just feel like there's sexual tension between Maddie and the heiress. Like, I feel like there's moments where the heiress is just like in the pool, and I'm like, does she want to get with Maddie? Like, Maddie clearly is oblivious to anything if anything is happening, but there are moments where I'm just like, does she want to get with Maddie? She reveals that she also slept with her best friend's boyfriend, and you know, she's talking about how she was a mess in her 20s, and Maddie's just trying to figure it out, and who better to figure out with than some rich woman? Here is the moment that disturbed everybody this episode. She gets home, and Nate wanted to protect his real estate business that would be passed down to him, and he knew that his father, as a pedophile, or you know, that would not be good for business. So he wanted to go handle business. And this scene is so traumatizing and just sad because you really see that Nate never cared for Maddie, that he does not care for Maddie, that he's just messed up and he doesn't care who he messes up to get what he wants. He puts the gun in her face. Well, first of all, he was hiding there, just waiting for her to come out, pointing the gun at her. He says, "Don't worry, I'm not here to apologize." Puts the gun to her head. "I need to know where the tape is." She's like, "I don't know what you're talking about." Presses the gun further into her head, makes her get on the bed, puts it in his face, and she's like, "Stop, please, stop, please. It's in my purse, it's in my purse, it's in my purse." And there's a breath of relief that because he takes the gun away, but it just was so disturbing. And he's just like, I was joking. Like, there wasn't really bullets in the gun. But Maddie, it was so traumatizing because Maddie is sitting there curled up. And I was so mad at Nate because he cheated on her, has abused her, and took what seemed like any power that she had over him. I'm just so mad about that whole situation. If you didn't hate Nate Jacobs before, you hate him this episode. It just was so disturbing to watch Nate's psychology and how he manipulates and tortures people to get what he wants. Takes the tape to Jules, which is also very confusing to me because it's like, does he love Jules? And Jules takes the tape, and I'm like, Nate, for all of that, you could have just left the tape with Maddie. What made you want to torture Maddie so bad to give it to Jules? None of it made any sense. Like, he just was messing with her just to mess with her. He calls Cassie up. He's just making around. He's just making around between Maddie, Jules, Cassie. He calls Cassie up. Pack a bag. You're spending the weekend with me. And of course, Cassie decides to go. There's this moment where she looks back at her mom, and all of the fights with her mom have been leading up to this. It's like, you could see in her mom's eyes, she was pleading with her to start making the right decisions, and she makes the wrong decision. Gets to Nate's house, and she starts beating on him, beating his chest. he yanks her up and starts kissing her. And I just was so mad how this situation ended. I have a feeling Nate and Cassie are going to get what they deserve. But, well, I don't know, because Nate never got what he deserved last season. So I'm just so mad that he keeps getting away with all of these, like, deeds he's doing. Again, if you didn't hate Nate before, you hate him this episode. And you start to really hate Cassie, too. I don't know about y'all. I mean, I don't hate Cassie. I'm just so mad at her right now. You know your thoughts in the comment below. How do you feel about Cassie and Nate? How do you feel about what Nate did to Maddie? How do you feel about Rue and her addiction? Do you think she's going to get better? Let me know. That's it for Jalen. I'll see you next time.